Commitment to the industry and commitment to the environment. Those are the qualities cattlemen and women from across the country all have in common. And each year, NCBA honors 7 farms and ranches who demonstrate these values. Over the past several weeks, we've brought you the stories of all of this year's regional ESAP winners. And now we end our series with the Region 7 winner of the award. Cattleman to Cattleman reporter Scott Hoke takes us to South Dakota to visit the Slovek Ranch.
Slovek Ranch stretches across more than 13,000 acres of grassland in west-central South Dakota. Bill Slovek grew up here and started his own operation in the late 1970s by purchasing land near his parents' ranch. Today, he manages Slovek Ranch with help from his wife Penny and son Bo.
We're running about 850 or 900 mother cows and approximately 300 yearling cattle. Probably 10% of our cows are registered Angus, and the rest of them have an Angus or Red Angus base with some Gelbvieh or Simmental influence mixed into them.
By improving genetics, Bill has been able to continually increase the quality of his cattle. In addition, the family realized early on that maximizing grazing opportunities would be key to their success.
Grass is basically what we live off. We always talk about how much the calves weigh when you sell them, or how many pounds of beef or whatever you raise, but I mean that all equates back to how much grass you grow.
It's just been something that's bred in us, I guess, so we want to care for the land. We want to acknowledge how important it is to us and how we need to keep it up and treat it right.
To protect the land and provide more forage for cattle, the Slovek family has returned over 800 acres of former cropland back to grass. In addition, they use a high-intensity grazing system that allows pastures to have longer periods of rest, which improves plant vigor.
The land is getting used, but it's getting a good long rest, and we're enabled to increase our carrying capacity that way, and to me it's just a no-brainer.
The cattle, just like with the buffalo back in the old days, they'd graze it off and then move to fresh pasture, and they graze it and move to fresh pasture, and they're fertilizing it all the time, and it's good for the ground to get ate off a little bit and then grow back. It's just like mowing your yard. You always mow your yard off.
The main thing I think is you never overgraze, so we don't have any erosion or stuff coming off of our prairie into the creeks, feeding away from the creeks, so there's no manure problems. I think it's just a lot of common sense, and do things right and respect the land and don't abuse it.
Water availability is essential to grazing management, so Slovek Ranch worked with NRCS to install more than 25 miles of pipeline and 85 water tanks. Bill also helped pioneer a program to install portable windbreaks that provide winter protection and allow changes in the seasonal use of their pastures.
You can't use a summer pasture in the middle of the winter if you don't have any winter protection in it. So we have these portable windbreaks, and we can set them up in our summer pasture, and if we don't get a real bad storm, if the cattle just need a little protection, they can get behind these portable windbreaks. And then when we rotate the cattle, we can just go in with the flatbed, load the portable windbreaks onto the flatbed, and we can rotate the windbreaks right with the cattle.
They were very instrumental in working with the Natural Resources Conservation Service in helping us develop a standard to implement V windbreaks and fabricated windbreaks throughout the state. They do a great job with their stewardship, and they set a good example for all to follow.
In the past, some of the rangeland here was dominated by undesirable plants. Controlling these invasive weeds is another way the Slovek family works to manage the health of their pastures.
Whether we're moving cows or fixing fence or whatever, we're looking for weeds. And I think this is the 3rd year we've switched over to Milestone. And that's when we really started knowing we were making progress. Controlling your weeds is part of being a good environmentalist. And if you're not, I don't think you can claim you are an environmentalist.
Bill and Penny have also planted thousands of trees across their property. Together, all of their stewardship efforts have the benefit of providing high-quality wildlife habitat. With an eye toward every detail, the Slovek family works day in and day out to care for the land that they and their cattle depend on.
Oh, I love being part of the family operation. I know my grandpa was proud of me when I came back to do the place, and I hope eventually someday I have kids that want to take it over. I just love you do something different every day, and I just love that aspect of it.
I mean, if you care for something just like a child or your job or whatever, you're going to do the best thing you can for it. So stewardship is just loving the land, not hurting it, and trying to make a living and doing it right off the land. And I think if you do it right, it kind of rewards you back.
You know, I think we're on the right track and we're doing a lot of things right, but I think we've got a lot more to learn and we've got a lot more to do, but I'm comfortable and happy where we're at and that we're headed in the right direction.
To learn more about all of this year's region winners, just visit our website at cattlemantocattleman.org. The national winner will be announced during the 2013 Cattle Industry Annual Convention and NCBA Trade Show in Tampa, Florida.